I wanted to ask you a little bit about if you feel comfortable with it anyway, about your experiences in Vietnam.
I was a trained artilleryman, a gun bunny, a cannon cocker, they call us. So I could have gone to a fire base out on some hillside somewhere working on the 105s or the 155s. But they found out that I could type. So they sent me to what's called a service battery. In the artillery, you're not a company, you're a battery. And the service battery was their supply unit. And I, who know absolutely nothing about trucks, except you put the key in, you turn it, and you hope it turns on.
Right.
They sent me to the motor pool in the battalion's motor pool area, and I kept log books on trucks. And then I would write the trip tickets for the people to go out and do whatever it is they were supposed to do. And that was my job. I sat in a little office there at the motor pool and kept up the log books on the trucks, made sure they had their services when they were supposed to. At the meantime, of course, I thought I had really hit the big time because I was on a base camp. And what I really was at was a stationary target. And we got rockets and mortars and, some drunken VC out there who decided to take a shot at the buildings, and, you hear a ricochet off the roof of your building. Not too bad being on a base camp if you didn't mind getting shot at all the time. We learned to duck whenever we would hear incoming, and that's when I got my hit. Was I heard a hissing noise. I didn't know what it was. I stood there like an idiot, and it was a rocket coming in on our area. And I saw a drainage ditch about 5 feet away, and I thought, well, I can make it into that now. And because you're taught when you go in the service, if you hear incoming, you hit the ground. You don't think about it, you just drop wherever you are. I thought I could make it in that hole, and I didn't. And I felt the smack in my backside, about my belt line, from the rocket. It came right over my head, and it exploded behind me, right where everybody had just been sitting watching a movie.
Oh, wow.
The movie was over, of course, but a bunch of people would have died if it hadn't been, because it was right in the middle of the battery area, right in the parade ground area, you might say. So that was the closest that I came to checking out.
You got a Purple Heart for that?
I got a Purple Heart for that. Yes, I did. And a lot of PSD in the years that followed my rotation out. You don't forget that overnight.
Yeah, I'll bet.
I got to the point I absolutely hated the 4th of July with all the bangs going off all the time. I understand I'm not the only veteran that feels that way.
I don't know how to end this except maybe just to say that I appreciate your service and thank you for telling me the stories.
Thank you. Yeah.
I learned some new stuff. I've heard a few of the stories, but a couple of new ones.
It's not like it is now. Oh, thank you for your service. When I came home, we were called baby killers, and I wasn't spat at and thrown, had garbage thrown at me, but some of my friends did. And I remember getting yelled at by some, stupid damn little teeny boppers coming by in their cars. I walked down the street in my uniform. That's one of the things we learned at the time. When you get home, take the uniform off if you don't want troubles. Because veterans were not highly respected.
That doesn't feel very nice to come home to after being through all that.
Well, it's not like I begged them to go over there.
Didn't have
That's
much of a
just
choice.
where we went.
I made this film mid-November before Thanksgiving here in 2023. And I just wanted to take a minute to tell my dad that I am very thankful for all the sacrifice and everything he's done for not just this country, but for our family, and I love you for it. Thanks for being there for us.